What's up, everybody? My name is Joe Brown. This is the Heresy Financial Show, and Elon Musk is at it again. This is just too good to not make a video about. Always theatrics with this guy offering to take Twitter private at $54.20 per share, and in the throwback on Thursday, no less, to when he offered to take Tesla private at $4.20 per share. So we are going to dive into what this means and what it might mean for Twitter and the potential good news for free speech and anti-censorship in the future. Ready? Let's dive in. On May 6th through 8th, I will be speaking at the Market Disruptors live conference. It is in Dallas this year. Last year's was a great event. For those of you who I met there, that was a lot of fun. Love to see you there again this year. It's going to be a great event. There's tons of heavy hitters speaking there. We've got Luke Groman, Daniel DiMartino Booth, George Gammon, Harry Dent, Cody Sanchez, Jeff Booth, Robert Breedlove, Greg Foss, plenty of other heavy hitters. It's going to be a fantastic event. Love to see you there. Link to sign up is in the description below. All right, let's take a look here at this article from CNBC really quickly here. Elon Musk has offered to take Twitter private for $43 billion, and that is at a price of $54.20 a share. Again, that's $54.20. He's always got to throw in the 420 or the 69 somewhere. Let's take a look, though, at the share price because this is interesting. If we take a look at the share price, $54.20 is basically right here at the peak of where it hit after it was announced that he had purchased, 9.2% of the company. Now, if we take a look at the SEC filing, let's dive in here. We can see that the offer is a 54% premium over the closing price of the common stock on January 28th. Of 2022, which I have circled here. This is January 28th. And the reason why that date is significant is because that's the trading day before Elon Musk, who is the reporting person, began investing in the issuer, and it's a 38% premium over the closing price on April 1st, which is the trading day before the reporting person's investment, Elon Musk's investment in the issuer, was publicly announced. So that's April 1st. So April 1st is right here. So these two dates that we're going to take a look at, January 28th, that's the day before Elon Musk started acquiring his position in the company. During this time, he was acquiring his position in the company, and the day on April 1st, this was the last day before his position was announced, before the stock price popped. So $54.20 represents a 54% premium over this price, which is what it was trading at before he started buying into the company. And it represents a, 38% premium over the closing price on this day before it was announced. Now, obviously, it's not that big of a premium over where it's trading right now, but it's still a little bit higher. Now, the significant thing is here that one thing that I'd like to point out is you might be looking at this and thinking, how in the world could somebody acquire a 9% position in a massive publicly traded company and the stock price moves sideways and slightly down? And also, look at the volume. The volume didn't move that much either until all the plebs found out about his position and started throwing money at it. So what is going on here? How in the world is this possible? When large orders are placed by major figures like Elon Musk, you're going to have an order submitted as a not held order to the trading desk of their choice. Now, back in, I believe it was around 2016. My buddy that I worked with was working a not held order on Twitter, actually, when Jack Dorsey, it was sometime around here, maybe it was sometime around here, I can't remember exactly when, Jack Dorsey was exiting a massive position in Twitter in order to fund Square. And that was being worked. It's submitted as a not held order, which means that you are not holding the broker to a time or a price to execute the order. You're just saying, hey, I want you to get me out of this many shares. You're going to take as much time as you need within reason. You'll say, hey, in the next week, in the next month, the next 2 months, I want you to get me out of a position or get me into a position, and I'm not going to hold you to a time or a price. It's the opposite of like when you place a limit order or a market order. When you place a trade, when you or I place a trade, we're not putting in orders that are moving the market. when they're putting in these orders, if they just hit a market order, obviously they would tank the stock or blow the stock up if it's a buy. So they say, hey, work this order for me. And then the trading desk will usually use an algorithm like a volume weighted average price, a VWAP or a TWAP, or time weighted average price, in order to make sure that they are not moving the market with the orders. They're just accumulating or distributing according to whatever the market can absorb. And that's why you see the volume didn't change pretty much at all during this time when Elon Musk was acquiring the shares, and it didn't move the stock price at all until it was announced that he had already owned it, and then he got a nice little payday. Now, the thing that's significant about this is that he said in his proposal, I don't know if it's in this filing here, I don't think it is, he said he's not sure that he'll actually be able to acquire it, meaning he could get the funds. That's not the problem. The problem is he's not sure if Twitter shareholders will actually make the sale to him. The reason is because he is trying to transform the company into a private company. He wants to make this company be anti-censorship, pro-free speech, and a place where people can say whatever they feel needs to be said and not be worried about getting censored, getting shadow banned, getting actually banned, or getting canceled. Because the antidote to misinformation or incorrect information is not silencing that information. The antidote to incorrect information is correct information. And the only way people can arrive to the conclusion of what is true is by having the discussion. That is the centerpiece of freedom, of liberty, is speech. It is thought. If you can't say what needs to be said, you can't think what needs to be thought. And if the government or massive corporations that are being puppeted by the government through public markets who have access to public currency, fiat money that is controlled by the government, and they're looking for that funding, and so they're going to follow orders, you have massive influence over the way the entire country and the society thinks. And so the way to get around this is by somebody who has the capital from innovation and invention and hard work and technology, and the guts, the balls to actually go through with something like this and take a platform like Twitter that is already used and transform it into a place where people aren't afraid of getting canceled or shut down or banned from saying something that might be incorrect or saying something that later in life might be looked back at and saying, hey, that was a mistake. Error is the only way to make progress. Mistakes are the only way to understand what is the correct way forward. The only way in business that you can move forward and make progress and grow is to try a bunch of different things and then see what fails and move forward with what works. If you've succeeded at everything you've ever tried in life, you are not aiming high enough. You are aiming too low. The only way to make sure that you are growing and excelling and progressing in life is to make sure that you are trying enough things and failing in enough ways to make sure that you are on the right path forward and not just coasting by and not backtracking and losing progress. Now, as a final kicker, if we look at what Elon Musk said in his offer, he said, I'm offering to buy 100% of Twitter. It's a big premium. This is my best and final offer, and if it's not accepted, I would need to reconsider my position as a shareholder. He said that I've come to the realization that owning 9% of the company isn't enough in order to turn the platform around. So it's not a good investment, in my opinion, if I can't actually make changes. The only way that I can make the changes that I think need to be made to make this platform what it needs to be is to take the company private and own 100% of the company. So he's looking at this and saying, hey, if I don't get my way and you don't accept my offer, I'm going to sell my shares. And look what the stock did when nobody knew he was buying. The stock did nothing. He acquired 9% of the company, and the stock did nothing until people knew he acquired it. So what do you think the stock will do if people know he's selling it? It's going to move down very quickly. So this is really like a threat, like a ransom note, like he's holding it over their head and saying, look, you can either make a good chunk of change here and let me buy the company and then let me do what I want with it, or I'm going to tank your stock. Brutal, savage move here. It's yet to be seen. I would love to see Twitter taken private by Elon Musk. As a huge user of Twitter, I'm on there all day, tweeting multiple times a day. If you're not following me on there, you can go follow me at Heresy Financial. I love Twitter, and I think it would be a massive, great leap forward for the platform if it were to be taken private by somebody like Elon Musk and the changes were to be made that it looks like he wants to make. As always, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.